So just a quick recap on some of the meme coin trades we're looking at. Might look at some macro analysis too. Obviously, the weekend's always an interesting time to trade. Personally, I do prefer not to trade too much over a weekend. You just find that liquidity is a bit more difficult and volume's not as high sometimes unless you get like the odd cook or entry due to like news or something that's happening like that. That whole AI bot, the truth bot that's currently going viral on Twitter. So stuff like that, you can obviously make some plays on. But most of the time, the weekend is probably a better time to step away from the charts. But there are still obviously some good trades to observe. So if we do take a look at it, we just cut Medusa here. As you can see on the screen, it broke down below this level. This is where I did say that you could probably have the stop loss at the 886. So I mean, it could probably come all the way down here and bounce, but I like to cut here probably and just see what happens. Like again, I like to check. I think it does have holder scan now. I was looking this morning. Let's have a quick look just to check. But I'm pretty sure it does. Excuse me. I am still obviously recovering. But if we just copy the contract address and come back and check. Yeah, so it has got here. So we can dive a little bit deeper into the analysis. I mean, look at this. Like we do have good green buys here. So maybe it's a bit aggressive on the cut. But guys, keep an eye on this chart. So the Medusa one, we could probably break out soon. If it retests the 0.886, I probably will buy a bag there. But for now, I'll just keep an eye on this. Likely it breaks out probably by 5 o'clock my time. So in the next sort of 7 hours or so. So keep an eye on that chart. I might be getting back into this. Again, I would prefer, like it dipped all the way down to the 445 mil. So I think I do have a limit order set down here at about 4 mil. So you could probably do the same. And set a limit order down here about 4 mil just above. Sometimes I have noticed that the fibs don't quite get touched, like they get front run. So I usually do like to set my limit orders, like whether it's just above or if there's like previous candles that have touched there, it's not a bad place to put your limit order. So anywhere between that sort of 3.75 mil and probably this wick here at 4.5 mil, you could probably set a limit order. But outside that, I will ping you if I to see more strength and we see this moving up. I mean, we could quickly have a look and just see if there's any divergences forming, because that often is a good sign to see. So this is on the 1 hourly. Now we still have a lower low and price. So price is lower there and then it goes lower at the moment. And then same as the RSI here, like it is lower at the moment. So that's not a bullish divergence just yet, but that's another indicator that like sexy users that I like to use, that a few people like to use just to see when reversals are occurring both on bullish price action but also bearish price action. So right now, this is not quite a divergence yet. So maybe we go down the 15 minute and have a look. We've got to auto it and have a look. So maybe on the next low, like this next low that forms, we could be forming a bullish divergence. So I'll keep an eye on that. We do obviously have red volume as well. But as you can see here, guys, like we do have green holders stepping in. So keep an eye. Something I've really started to look at is also the market cap to holders. If it's a low amount, then that's probably weakness. Like you want people to be accumulating. Like if you look at Giga, you look at SPX, you look at MOG, I think the average market cap holding for those sort of tokens is like $2,500–3,000 per person when you average it out against the market cap and the holder count. So yeah, always keep an eye. That one, you want to make sure that that's increasing. It just means that bigger whales are going to be holding it. And then obviously you want to be making sure that and holders overall increase, and then keeping an eye as well here. So this does break down the holders quite nicely. So you do want to see the whale end starting to increase. It just means that it helps push it a lot higher, right? Because more liquidity, more volume, deeper pockets means that people can obviously push this a bit higher. So we're keeping an eye on Medusa. I mean, it could be starting to break up now. I know we just cut it before, so keep an eye on this. We still have got time. Like this probably could break out, as I said, in the next sort of 5 to 7 hours-ish. So I will ping you if I see that, and I'll cop another bag. But at the moment, it invalidated this area. I know I did say the 886, which is here, as a stop loss, but I mean, it broke down quite aggressively. We stopped off just here. We entered just here at 1 point. Oh no, at 6. I can't remember. At 7, a little bit above there. So keeping an eye on Medusa. This AI play, it's at our DCA level. So I'm currently still, I have DCA'd this at the moment. I think this could be a good play. Like if you read those tweets that I posted as well, There's also that potential utility around fundamentals as well. So this is one that I like this chart as well. Like this is a classic sort of bull flag kind of happening right now as well. So for me, like I might buy another bag here and keep an eye on it. I just will check if it's on holder scan or not. They have added it. Perfect. So it's obviously only just been added. So 72 out. Let's have a look at holders. So see this, it's actually higher than Medusa. So that's why I like this one probably as well. It's also a little bit lower in market cap, so it probably has a higher chance of going up. So keep an eye on this, guys. Obviously, I probably cut below this trend line at support. I know I did put the 0.886, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. But I think I still do have a small position in it. Let me just check my Pepe boost for that position. Yeah, I have a little bit in it. I might buy a little bit more here. Just buy a little bit more because I like where this is. I like where this is. So keep an eye on this. I do want to see holders start to increase and volume break out of this. And like I said, they do have some good potential fundamentals around who invested in it and those types of things. So always good to follow that. As you can see, it does have a good following on Twitter as well. So, my internet is a bit dodged. So let's have a look. Let me get out of a few things. Let's see if that wants to retry for me. Man, here I was saying that Australia internet was going to be better than African internet. So far, it's on par really at the moment. But here we go. Yeah, so this guy's talking about it a couple of days ago. Please don't try to trade it, day trade it. Lol. If I see a number of bot comments, DMs actually validates our project's core thesis. Yeah, so there's actually kind of fundamentals around this potential AI, and it's going viral as look at these numbers. So those are things that I like to look at as well, and that's why I'm also kind of happy to purchase at like this. Like rather than top blasting up here at the $6 million, $7 million, $8 million region, like we always say in the group, guys, we want to be having good risk to reward entries, and that's what we're currently seeing down here. So this is a beautiful wedge. If I think of charts like this that we took, we took MOG on this like a month and a half ago, we took WIF and Pepe, they all had this sort of macro high time frame chart. So this is just on a smaller time frame and very much is a bullish chart. So keeping an eye on those two. They're pretty much the only ones I think that I've added recently. Outside that, Billy's obviously up. I think Billy's at 50 mil. Now that's really annoying because we had Billy from about anywhere from mid 40s to low 30 to high 30s, but it broke out in validation. It broke down to 33 mil, which is fine. That's it. And a trade can always be a bad trade and then can often turn around, and sure enough, it got some bullish news. I think there's some whales are starting to accumulate. It set a low, so it did it broke below here. This was our support there at 39, and that was when we cut, and then we could have bought down here, but we didn't. We didn't know where the macro was going, so that was the smart decision. Once the trade, and that's it. A trade can be better the next day because of other catalysts, right? So we had holders increasing dramatically on Billy. We obviously this was still a very nice sort of accumulation phase. We're setting higher lows now, 1, 2, 3. Heaps, 1 there, 2 there, 3 there, 4, 5 higher lows. So that's bullish price action. We have seen volume a little bit spike. I want to see volume continue higher. If I don't, then likely I probably cut Billy a bit more aggressively. But this is a beautiful chart that traditionally we've seen Selfie, Sigma, Mini, so many of those trades FWOG. We've seen so many of those trades over the past couple of months really play out from this sort of region. So it wouldn't surprise me. Billy has a strong narrative still. I think if we look at holders, the massive increase in holders over the past sort of couple of days. So let's have a look. Yeah, we've got green numbers across the board. Nothing too ridiculous, 3% over the week, but that's enough. The only thing is there are quite a high amount of bag holders, but if you do come over here and have a look, you can actually see it, how much the supply they own, and obviously it's mainly the exchanges, so Gate, Bitget, MEX own a high supply, so not too worried about that, which is a good thing because it means more liquidity comes and means more eyes also see it. So for me, Billy looks pretty good still here, and I'm glad we got back into it. I think this could break quite aggressively. It ran from 30 mil to 225 mil last time. So I definitely, again, we'll keep an eye on volume. We'll see what happens there to see whether this continues up for us. Outside that, guys, Master, I did move my stop loss to break even. I haven't looked this morning to see if that has hit. I took a lot of, so it has hit, guys. So we're out of this trade now. Officially, we did take, I took profits, and I pinged you guys about that. I took profits up in this range here. And obviously it's broken back down below our level now as well. So in theory, I could probably say this is now where we currently are. You could probably say that's a loose sort of resistance above, right? So resistance has been tested there, tested there, tested there. I'd like to see a bounce here, but I'm out of this trade now. So for me, I probably will look to see if it wants to set another double bottom here. So one there, and then obviously one at this 0.786. But obviously that was a good trade. We took profits, and then we had our stop loss at break even. And the biggest thing with memes, guys, is you have to be so aggressive because trends change so quickly. Liquidity, interest, attention economy changes so quickly on memes, right? So you definitely want to be looking to just like take profits aggressively, take your initials out as soon as you can. And then honestly walk away from this trade and jump on the new meta. There's nothing wrong with that. Like that's how you can effectively trade consistently. So do keep an eye on that sort of play, guys. So for me, we did cut MSTR, so I might just get that out here. And I put that even here, stop loss at break even on the chart too. So always keep an eye on this. I do, now that I'm home, obviously I will update this like every few hours probably if I do take a trade. So I'll put it down here. So I did take profit. Yeah, I took profit here at 16 mil initially. And I think it was like 60% off the table. So I'll put 16 mil and break even. And then I'll work out the math after we do that, guys. But yeah, so I'll just copy that. So shout out to Coach. I'll show you a little preview, guys. But Coach has been building this behind the scenes. It's just a bit of it's just a bit more of a heavier duty spreadsheet. I will be sharing this probably in the next week. Shout out to Coach, amazing guy. He's a data analyst, so he's been building this behind the scenes for us, which is fantastic. Just will have the holder scan and the deck screener link as well. But yeah, I just need to know how to input that and manipulate the formulas and stuff too. So keep an eye on that. The spreadsheet will get an upgrade very soon. Outside that, guys, so we just cut MSTR. We'll hit break even more so. Bro, let's have a look at Bro. Again, I took quite aggressive profits on Bro yesterday when it hit that mill. So we are retesting. So we're retesting here. Like this actually could be a good buy. So actually, while we're here, let's just double check Bro holders. I've got so many tabs open. I need to get out of them. All right, here we go. Bro holders. We are increasing. You know what? I'm going to buy the retest here, guys, on Bro. So you're live with me now. I'm going to ape in a bit into this trade now. So yeah, this is a nice retest. You've still got holders increasing. So I'll just ping everyone in the group as well right now. So let me just do that really quickly. I'm going to DCA. So at Memecoins, DCAing into Bro again here. Taking some profits at 5.9 mil yesterday. Holders still going up. And nice R&R retest here. All right, bang. So there's a ping. So yeah, guys, if you are watching live, obviously right now, I've just DCA'd into this here. That's a nice retest. Like that's why I use TA, guys. You can see things like this. You can see trends, bullish and bearish. Yeah, I kind of like this. Like, even though its price has gone down, it does obviously matter. Like macro, if macro does break down, as Sexy was alluding to and Aussie was alluding to in the general chat, USD dominance looks like it could break up, and we do have total market cap looking like it could break down. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. But no, I like this retest. I think this one's strong. Like, they have a strong community on Twitter as well, which is good, and that's what you want to see. But I mean, like, holder count is still going up, right, quite aggressively. Like, look at this, like 12%. So keep an eye on 50%. 1.5% over the last 4 hours. So that's good to see. Top holders not too aggressively high. The holder count. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. Like, this one's really strong. Like, the average owner owns $1,300 of it. So that's good. So keep an eye on these stats. It's always good to see these improving. And we like to buy these sort of risk to reward entries, guys. Like, this is perfect. Like, rather than top blasting into this at 5.9, oh my gosh, it actually ran to 7 mil. So we were cooking on that trade. We took the trade down here at 2.8 mil, guys. Let's go. So DCAing here. That's better risk to rewards, guys. That's always it. Wait for price to come to you and take those trades there, because now we have invalidation. So invalidation would obviously probably be a break back down into this trend down here, which probably would show weakness, which is also still up from our $2.8 million buy as well. So always good to do that, guys. So let's just go back to the trade. So Bro, now Sweet Llama, I've taken all my profits out as of yesterday. They're actually dropping an NFT. I think some guy from the bot that we use on Sui is DMing me about it, and he says that they're dropping NFTs, so I'll keep an eye on that. But I mean, like, we traded from here, guys, 300k up to this 2.5. I think I sold a lot at this 5x up here. Oh, about whatever the 5x is. So 400 times 5 is 2 mil. So I sold a lot at the 2 mil region in here. So same again, like, this is holding support here. So keeping an eye on it. But for now, I've taken full profits on Sui Llama. So again, I'll update the spreadsheet after as well. But yeah, Sui memes are cooking. If you can find some really early plays, like, and stick with it on Sui, they are a little bit slower moving because they have less volume. Less interest at the moment, but my YouTube videos on Sui have gone pretty crazy. So there's a lot of interest on Sui. So we definitely won't be fading Sui, and accumulating more Sui is a really good way to probably outpace. Like, I think it could outpace Solana in the short term. Which one sort of outpaces over the long term is really interesting. And I think you want to hold both Sui and Sol. Say, I'm still fading Say for now, guys. I prefer Sui over Say, so that's my general bias there. Let's look what else we got. So Harambe still looks good. Aura still looks good from last time I checked. Yeah, so Harambe has started to move back down a little bit. I mean, it did hit 60 mil. Like, we got in at 26. So initials out, guys. Always, I took initials out in this 40k region. So I'm still riding that free. So same again, like, as soon as it hits 2x, like, that is just an easy way for me to ride trades free, no matter the trade, guys. Like, at the end of the day, look, like, I told people in the group the other day, I owned WIF at 200k. Like, yeah, sure, I could have been a multi-millionaire, but that's just like, there's no way that's how I trade. So I have a trading plan. I'll consistently make profit and compound my Solana over time, compound my wealth over time with these meme coins. Whereas other people will hope that the next meme coin will be $1 trillion meme coin or $1 billion meme coin, right? Whereas we don't hope, we trade, guys. So big difference. So yeah, I mean, I've taken some initials here, a little bit of profit, but this looks good for continuing higher. I just worry, right? Like, Harambe is just such a niche, right? The animal meta is starting to die, so maybe I look to rotate a little bit more profits on this trade. We'll have to see. But outside that, I'm happy holding that. Aura still looks pretty good. Let's look at that. It was showing a little bit of weakness more recently, but holders is up. Like, it's holding this breakout fib. This is where we did DCA in this region the other day. So for me, I'm keeping an eye on it. I am happy holding it. I mean, this one is quite a viral TikTok meme from memory. Sexy got into this crazy early when it first dropped. But if we have a look at holders, like, the other reason I'm happy holding this is because people are accumulating this. So for me, I think this is probably one that plays out well. And look at this, 14% for top 10 holders, which is good. And average holding is 2.1k. So for me, Aura just makes sense to continue higher. So I'm very happy holding Aura, guys. And then Kobe is the last one. I have taken a bit of profits on Kobe. If we look at the holders first on Kobe, and then we can look at the chart. So holders, holders still increasing. Kobe could obviously be the next one. Yeah, so it did get listed on MEXC. It could be the next one that sends because it has presence with, like, Ansem and stuff. Like, as much as I hate relying on people like that, they do help push the cause of particular meme coins. So for me, let's look at the fib. So it is sort of trending between this. Like, we caught this breakout here. This one here at the 5.5 mil is where we got in. So we're up 3x, or it was about 3x, a little bit more a few days ago. So again, I did take initials out and took some profits off the table. So this is what you have to do, guys. Like, be aggressive with your plays. Bag holding's fine if you want to do that. If you have money to spend, you have the liquidity to keep trading elsewhere. I just have religiously traded memes and been aggressive with my strategies, and that's what's helped me make a lot more money than just bag holding these meme coins and hoping that they do go up over time. So it's consolidating here. I'll keep an eye on Kobe. As you can see, there's a lot of people accumulating it. So, I mean, if we do start to retest Golden Pocket, I probably start to rebuy a little bit more here as well. Epic is another one that is more on the shorter term, but longer term trades as well. All these long-term trades, guys, up the top, I'm holding all of these a long time. Like, I'm holding all of them. The one I probably need to check is actually CAT on Binance Smart Chain. All the other ones I'm very happy holding longer term. But if we look at Epic, yeah, it's bounced tremendously over the last 24 hours. Yeah, so this is why you buy the fibs. So I bought the retest of the fibs here. This one at 24 mil. I bought the other one at 21 mil. And I did send that through. And I'm happy holding this. I think, like, Mando has such a good reach in this space. He's got like Cook and stuff, like, tweeting about it. I saw Beanie even talking about Epic overnight. So he's got some big accounts talking about it. So you probably want to have exposure to Epic moving forward, which takes me back to Nub as well. which should be in our recent trades. Maybe I haven't added it yet. No, I haven't added it. There you go. Travel gets you, hey. But Nub, outside Nub, I think this is still a really good play. They have some of the best content on Twitter for the memes. They're canny. I think this is a great trade. So we're bouncing off the 886. So I did say for you all to accumulate there. So we have been buying there, which is great. So 22 mil. Yeah, so we're bouncing there nicely. So keep an eye on Nub. It's probably a slower play over the next sort of period of time. So we got in at 22 mil. I'd probably say invalidation would be below that wick there. So about 18 mil. So I'll just chuck that in on the spreadsheet. Because I forgot to add that one the other day. So there we go. Now I've cut Sui Llama fully. So I'll just delete that again. Trying to update it as often as I can. So the guys are up to date. The other trades we are still holding. Jinyan's the last one we haven't looked at yet. So I'll edit that later. But let's look at Jinyan. This chart, again, looks really good. And it is breaking up now. So that's amazing. So yeah, we got a big breakout here for Jinyan, which is good. Excuse me. We got holders increasing as well. So that's great to see. But this is one that I definitely think could break out quite aggressively. I do have a good 15 sol in it. I maybe buy a little bit more. I need to buy some more other tokens as well. So keep an eye on that. But let's look at Jinyan holders as well. No, that's the wrong one. Jinyan Doge's sister. There it is. So if we have a look at it, and I'll get to the Q&A very shortly. Yeah, so we got a massive increase. It's because of this, and this is why I aped back in. We obviously had invalidated our initial entry, so that's fine. But then the trade changed. We had holders increasing. We had exchanges buying supply, which pushes holders up, which means more liquidity, more volume, more traders jumping in. This one here is the only thing. It's only at $1,000 per market cap holder. So for me, keep an eye on that as well. If this starts to go down, then likely it might be better to rotate out. But the risk to reward on the chart is very good for this. So I'm very happy to hold this one as well. So I think this could easily be a sender back up towards that 50 mil sort of range. So again, I like to take profits at these. So like I scale profits along the way. So I mean, like right now, that's a 2x at the 0.618. I take my initials out there. I then set another 10% here, set another 10% here. And by the end of it, I hold a small bag. And that's fine. Like that's how I consistently make profit in meme coins. And so many people don't have a system and so many people do fail. So outside that, I think that's all our current trades from memory. I don't think there's anything else. So I will come back to the chat and see if there's any questions. Let's just leave it on the chart. But let's have a look. Did my mic work when I said hello, Kate? No, I didn't hear you, Kate. Didn't hear you guys. So yeah, outside that, guys, I'll take a quick look at macro just to have a look as well, because that's always good to see what's happening with the macro as well. I might just buy a small bag. Yeah, just okay. I don't hold any of that. No, okay. So macro is always important, guys, with memes, right? Because if macro's showing weakness, then generally speaking, it means that your meme coins are going to go down as well. So keep an eye on this. This monthly chart looks insane, guys. Like we have clearly broken above previous blocks, like 1, 2, 3 months. We're pushing the 4th month, 5th month. We're actually pushing towards the monthly 71K is what I'd love to. If we close above 71K, guys, we are off to the races for the last 2 months of the year. I said that Fibbo, Swanee, and Crown video recently. Very good take for macro. Swanee is predicting as early as March, but probably more October is traditionally where the bull market peak ends. If you do, and that aligns with my calculations as well. Like traditionally, the halving is about 540 days post-halving is when the peak is, and that pushes you to October next year. And I mean, if we can trade meme coins for another year, holy shit, man, we're going to make so much money, guys. So I'm very much in the camp of I want a long bull cycle, but I want a healthy bull cycle. Like this consolidation is key, right? Like just going up like this, crazy is not healthy. I want to see consolidation, move up, consolidation, move up. Like that's what I want to see. So for me, if we do reject here, come back down, retest this level around mid 60s, low 60s one more time, I mean, that's good for me. I'd much rather see that. And I think that's a healthier price action for 2025 as well. So that looks really good. But on the monthly here, guys, we have seen the US dollar charge. So this is what I mean. Like, even though Bitcoin's charging, like a lot of people are like, oh, if the US dollar pumps, like Bitcoin can't pump, not necessarily. So for me, I'm keeping an eye on this. They can work in tandem. It is good to be aware of what's happening with the dominance, but also the dollar as well in terms of its price action. But again, this is still a lower high, so this is bearish. It is technically breaking out of this trend. You could probably say it could be even there now. So for me, this is support for the dollar, which I drew a long time ago from these wicks back in 2020. So, I mean, if this does reject from here and break back down, then that's where Bitcoin probably does go quite crazy, right? The other thing I like to keep an eye on is dominance right now too, guys. We are reaching areas at which I would expect a reversal to occur soon. So if I just remove CCI, do I have the Stoke? Yeah, I do. This is what I mean. So on the monthly, this is the Eric Crown's indicator, stochastic momentum. On the monthly, we are very close to probably setting a high here. Okay, so this is stochastic momentum. This is a great indicator to use. If you do look here, 2019, the 1st of December, let's see where that aligns. 1st of December, look at that, 1st of December, 2019, 2020 is here. Okay, so this region where we topped out last cycle. So for me, I don't see, it could wick above the 60%, which is pretty crazy when you think about how much liquidity and volume and market cap is in meme coins and altcoins. Like the fact that BTC dominance is still so high just shows why you should probably own Bitcoin in your portfolio. Like this chart just says it all. So for me, I expect to move up towards this range here, which is obviously previous levels. Like you've got wicks here, you've got a wick there of liquidity there as well at 60%. So for me, I probably expect some sort of reversal around that point. As I said, because stochastic momentum is quite overbought here, guys. This is very high. I mean, it can push a little bit higher. This is the monthly. Let's just have a quick look on the weekly to see where we are on the weekly. Yeah, again, like we're overextended on the weekly. The daily, let's have a look. The daily is also overextended. So for me, guys, this is where I start to think, okay, maybe Greeny, it's time to rotate some of your Bitcoin. I mean, the 3-month is quite lagging, but yeah, so the 3-month has room, but all other lower time frames pretty much are overextended for me. So for me, this is maybe where I rotate some of my Bitcoin. And I made a tweet about this recently. I have about 1.3 Bitcoin, I think. So I might sell 0.3 and just hold 1 BTC moving forward. And I think that this could be a good time to obviously jump into this meme coin season. And honestly, once this orange line sort of breaks here, that is off to the races, guys. I think that is a great opportunity for us to jump more directly into meme coins really aggressively. Even NFTs, if we do see continuation there as well. So keep an eye on this chart. Very important chart. If we look at total, this is total 3. So for me, this is a bullish wedge right now, or bullish sort of just pennant or flag, however you want to kind of call it. So a lot of charts look pretty similar. So for me, this is really good for our altcoins and meme coins. I mean, it's quite overextended to an extent as well, not as high as dominance. So for me, I probably see this potentially breaking out soon. If we look at total crypto market cap though as well, again, this is a very high time frame, approaches on the monthly. We will dive in a little bit smaller time frame too. This is very strong. Like I'm seeing a lot of strength here for a breakout soon on the monthly if it continues for the next 2 weeks at these levels. So let's have a look at the weekly. The weekly looks really good here. Again, we're trying to set a weekly higher high. I mean, we've got a day left. Yeah, 2 days left as of right now to set. Oh, dude, I'm in Australia, so I got to remember that. I'm well ahead of time now. So yeah, I mean, we are trying to set a new higher high here. So if we do close the weekly at this 2.3 trill level, that's probably bullish. That's very bullish for continuing probably to the end of October, maybe breaking out of this long-term consolidation play. But if we do look at the daily, Aussie was saying that there's a little bear flag at the moment. And I mean, for me, like I still sort of see continuation. We see, excuse me, probably that little bear flag that Aussie was talking about on the 4 hour, the 1 hour, I think it was, kind of aligns with stochastic momentum, maybe turning over on the daily, which means just consolidation for a bit longer here. So for me, yeah, I mean, like I would, again, like I said earlier, if we consolidate for longer, I think the bull market lasts longer. If we pump more aggressively sooner, then I still very much in the camp that we could see a peak of the bull cycle sort of in Q1, max Q2 for me personally. We've just front run so much. But let's take a look at Sol and BTC. And then if anyone has any questions, I can jump into them. Outside that, I'll probably jump off the live stream if that's the case. But if we have a look here, guys, this is a very bullish chart for Solana on the 4 hour, which is obviously aligning very nicely on the daily. This is why I have been setting those limit orders on the retest, like I showed on my last live stream. Like it's just a fib level from the low, okay, to the high, and we've been DCAing in here. So I think the longing any of this region here for a high low is what I'm aiming to do to then trade it back up towards this high of this cycle. So for me, this is a no-brainer play on Sol. I probably should open a position on Sui actually as well. But look at this strength. Like, I mean, that was the buy there. That was a buy there, which was bullish divergence as well, I'm pretty sure. But this is what I mean. Like, that's a bullish wedge breakout. Like I bought spot here. I don't know about leverage trading this. Probably avoid leverage on that. But yes, Sui looks very good for continuing higher. I still do have a little bag of AVAX, but it's just not like, I mean, we broke out against Solana. This is the AVAX for Sol chart, but it has sort of curled over. AVAX, if you dive into AVAX in terms of its actual like dev and fundamental side, guys, like it is killing it. Like they have so much going for it, right? So I'm just waiting for price to sort of show strength. I mean, this is probably a really good DCA for your spot bags, right? In this area, we're holding above that macro support, which was previous support last cycle, previous resistance as well for this cycle multiple times. We broke above it. We retested again here. It was resistance. We flipped it. We showed support. We broke below it, which was obviously deviation. We broke above it, and now we're holding above it again. So this seems a very pivotal area for AVAX. So for me, I'm holding a small bag of AVAX still, but I think this could be a nice trade moving forward as well. So I'll keep an eye on that for a potential long on the chart because is there any divergence? Let's have a look. Yeah, we are still overextended on the weekly for a little bit. So yeah, keep an eye on AVAX. But I mean, like fundamentally, this is one of the strongest coins out there, guys. Like they are partnering with so many blockchains, not blockchains, with so many Web2 companies around development, around gaming, around just their actual blockchain itself is being trusted by so many people. So for me, you do want to have exposure to something like AVAX. I just think Solana and Sui probably just steal the cake for on-chain liquidity and those types of things. So yeah, outside that, I am obviously still accumulating meme coins if they dip down a little bit lower. The one gaming token I own is IMX as well. It's also obviously looking to break out and set higher lows as well. And all of this is in the spot channel, guys. So you can come to the spot channel up here. Where is it there? Spot channel, spot calls, and have a look through. Just read through that. They're some of the tokens that we've been accumulating for a while. During pumps and dumps. Render's another one. This one looks really nice too for a continuation, obviously higher. Let's look at its momentum too on the weekly. Yeah, it's still got room for higher. Where's its CCI? Yeah, so it's still got room for higher for me. This is one token that I do own, Altcoin as well. So Render, it's a good gaming, good AI, good sort of renderings project as well. So you probably, yeah, its utility is good. So I think there's a balance. You want to have, and I'll talk about this on the portfolio management side later in the week as well, which that live stream I think is Wednesday from memory. Because yeah, portfolio management is key if you want to make it in crypto. And it obviously is very personalized, right? So for someone that has more money, you probably want to be a bit more conservative with the majority of your portfolio. If you're someone that has less money, then you probably do want to be a little bit more risk on. But again, I'll talk about portfolio management and talk about questions. So yeah, bring your questions to that live stream on Wednesday, guys, because that's quite an important one as well. So outside that, guys, that's pretty much a recap. I'll share this on YouTube. So if you've only just tuned in, you can watch the replay. But I pretty much just recapped our meme coin trades at the moment. And then obviously, I obviously did a bit of a macro analysis as well on some of the altcoins and some of the macro stats that I like to use as well. But outside that, guys, liquidity is coming. If we take a quick look, I haven't looked at this chart for a while. Let me just have a look and find it. M2 money supply is the one I want. I think this is the one I want. Not quite this chart, but the M2 money supply is increasing, which is good. You obviously have rates coming down in China, in the US, in Canada, in the UK, Australia. Classic is last. So for me, we're still waiting for them to do that. But I mean, that's good, right? It just takes a while for that to kick in. Here, that's what I want. It takes a while for that to kick in, right? Because life is still expensive to live right now, and liquidity is slowly creeping in. And I do think that 2025 is a good year, guys, for the markets. And I have listened to a podcast recently about Australia's property market, and it's quite bearish about where we currently are. So for me, I might be holding off my portfolio and just staying liquid for a little bit longer to see if the property market does come down, but we'll wait and see. But yeah, keep an eye on this, guys. You want to see global, as you can see, like traditionally when we move up, you see liquidity move up. Bang, okay, it's happened all throughout the past. Liquidity was really high here in 2013. Liquidity was really high here throughout the cycle of 2017. This is when I first joined crypto. Liquidity really high. Excuse me, really high during the last cycle, guys, 2020 into 2021. And as you can see, we're starting to increase the fastest we've seen for a long time. So that is a good metric to use, but it's way more complicated than that as well. As I said before, rates coming down across the world is really good because that takes a little while to, we probably will start to see it in Q1 where rates start to impact the market, where people have a little bit more liquidity to be a bit more risk on, particularly things like Moonshot as well, which is obviously your app that you can buy meme coins with just using a credit card. Things like that will really drive a lot of liquidity and volume to meme coins specifically, but obviously to crypto in general. And I think a lot of people probably buy Sol, Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum. I think fading Ethereum's the easy play this cycle. It has been so far, and I think that continues. And I think Sui is not a bad play like we spoke about before. So shout out to Sexy, who's had conviction in Sui for a very long time. He's the one that pretty much, got me interested in Sui a while ago and that type of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much a little bit of a, catch up, guys, around the memes and around the macro analysis. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to unmute or write in the chat, guys. So let's have a look. So I'll have a look through the chat as well, just to see when did everyone get into SBX. So yeah, Kados, we got into SBX at about 450 million, 460 million, I think it was. So let me pull that up. So we got in during that first dip here. So the 460, this dip here is when we bought. So, I mean, we're still up quite a lot. I did scale a little profits up here, which because it was nearly a 2x as well. But right now I am watching this. I don't want to buy more here. I was very happy with this 460 mil buy. And for me, I'm holding that bag longer term. And like Supreme just said, if we have a look at SBX holders, maybe I haven't even looked at it on holder scan. So if we just go to that and I copy, excuse me, still recovering once it loads. So let's look at SBX. So this is what I mean by looking at that holder to ratio. Does it not have it? It hasn't worked it out yet, but no, MOG has a really high one as well. I've worked it out before. SBX and Giga have a really high one as well. Oh, goodness. Just need a little drink spray. All right, so we have a look here. Look at this, guys. This is what I mean. Like, as Supreme said, 40,000. That's insane, right? So that's what I mean. Like, these meme coins that we're getting into in lower caps have literally hundreds of dollars as the average. This one has 40,000. I don't even know. I think I only own $1,000 worth of SPX. So, because I didn't want to chase it, right? Like, it has gone, like, look at this. Like, Wormhole owns quite a large supply. So for me, this continues to grow. Coins like this, so MOG, Giga, and SPX is another one. Bitcoin's another one. I was looking at it yesterday. That's the Sol one. Goodness gracious. Let me type it in. There we go. Wrong one. Here we go. Yeah, so I was looking at Bitcoin yesterday. I own more Bitcoin than I do SPX purely because it's a better risk-reward trade. Same here, right? The average hold is 15K. I mean, I only hold, I think, 2,500. So you're seeing green numbers across the board. So this one, again, if we have a look at its chart, it looks very good. We're up. We're approaching a 3x from our buy as well. We got into it at about 123. I think it was down here. Yeah, 123 is when we bought. So we're up nearly a 3x on it. I'm holding this one a lot higher. I think this definitely plays catch up to SBX. While maybe SBX cools off and Bitcoin goes on a run as well. So again, I'll take a little bit of profits once we get a little bit higher. But I'm holding that bag a lot higher. So yeah, very good point, Supreme. That it's at 40K per holder. Like that's crazy average. That's a crazy average. Okay, let's have a look. Thanks for jumping in, Jordan. Enjoy your day, brother. All right. T-Boz asking about Sydney. Now, I did have a look at Sydney. I don't want to chase this AI sort of narrative. This is me. Like, I'm a classic, like, risk to reward, guys. So for me, if this comes back down and we see a retest of lower fibs, then I maybe become a little bit more interested. But again, this sort of, like, you got to remember, Moondeg, like, it's finally bouncing after weeks of consolidation. So something like this, right? This AI narrative, I mean, it's got to cool off in some stage. I'm probably not interested in Sydney here. Personally, I would like to buy maybe back down in this region down here if we see it. Same as like GOAT. I took a look at GOAT yesterday. if we have a quick look at it, it's at 400 mil. Like, I look at this. This is the daily chart, guys. Like, this is what I mean. Like, at some point, this is going to come down and it's going to hit reality. So, I mean, if you're in GOAT, guys, take profits off the table. It hit, what, 4,650? Yeah, 450 overnight. Let's have a look at its holders and seeing if it's doing anything in particular. At the moment, like, people are probably still aping into this. There's just no risk to reward. Like, yeah, look at that. That's crazy. That's crazy. But I mean, like, yeah, so 14,000. So keep an eye on it. But I'm not buying this chart, guys. Like, I will buy, like SPX, I will buy if it retests some lower fibs. And I would, like, even then, like, this is a disaster, right? This is going to break down very aggressively. Once it does, you don't want to be in something like this. So, I mean, like, maybe we could short it if it is on Blowfin or something. I'll have to have a look and see if it's on Blowfin. But yeah, keep an eye on that. I probably think this tops out sooner rather than later, particularly if we do reject on Bitcoin as well. All right, cool. Any other questions? I can see Kados is typing. I'll just double check and see if GOAT is on Blowfin or not, because I would maybe look for a short. No, it's not on there. Okay. All right, let me get out of some tabs. Reduces the one. Yeah, cool. All right, let me get out of that tab. All right, cool. If no, it's all good. So Murad's talking about, yeah, no, honestly, don't listen to that guy. Like, we trade, right? Like, sure, you can speculate on price, and he's like, the reason he's got 150,000 followers in the past 2 weeks is because he's bull posting, right? And that's something that, like, obviously you guys know about me and my Twitter profile as well. Like, I always keep it, like, real. I'll tell you if it's bearish. I'll tell you if it's bullish, right? And that's why so many people like me, but then that's why so many people hate me too, is because, like, literally I told you when Moondeg was probably going to top, and it did, and it broke down all the way below at 786. So yeah, people are just silly. So, I mean, Murad, yeah, sure, 20 bill for SPX, that's still like a 40x from, no, a little bit less. Yeah, it's about 30x from here. So, I mean, I do agree, like, 20 bill is not a bad target, but for me, I think Pepe hits 50 bill. I think Whiff hits probably 20 to 30 bill. I think Mog is easily a $5 to $10 billion token too. So SPX is literally only pumped because he gained attention economy, right? So for me, I'm glad we got into it during that buy. I'm waiting for lower if it moves down. Traditionally, I've traded a lot of memes over the past year and a half, and I think if you want healthy price action, you want SPX to come back down, and then that's where we look to probably long it as well. And that sort of stuff. So yeah, okay, Spliff, just let me know. Goats on OX, fun. Yeah, okay, I'll have to check that one out if we want to have a look. But yeah, so that's pretty much my take on SPX as well. Excuse me. You're welcome, mate. You're welcome. All right, if there's no other questions, guys, I'll jump off. Nice to chat with you. I'm starting to feel a bit better as well. 2 days in after being home, which is good. I will be a little bit busy this week. Tuesday, I'm trying to find a place to live in Brizzy, so I might be a little bit absent on Tuesday. But outside that, guys, I'll be obviously running a live stream on Monday and then running one on Wednesday as well about portfolio management. So thanks for jumping on, guys. Yeah, I'll keep looking for some trades and pinging you guys if I find anything. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Cheers.